Hi students, today we will discuss the topic question tags. It is a common practice in conversation to make a statement and ask for confirmation. They are short questions at the end of statements to encourage a reply from the person. Examples: it is raining, isn't it? It is very hot, isn't it? This part, isn't it, is called a question tag. Other examples: he is a good boy, isn't he? They are playing football, aren't they? She is cooking, isn't she? We are reading books, aren't we? She is watching a film, isn't she? She can sing Hindi songs, can't she? He will help me, won't he? He has completed it, hasn't he? Here, we, she, he are the subjects of these sentences. Aren't we? Isn't she? Can't she? Won't he? Hasn't he? Are called question tags. Here, are, is, can, has are called auxiliary verbs or helping verbs. There are other auxiliary verbs also: am, is, are, was, were, has, have, had, do, does, did, and also modal auxiliary verbs are there: can, could, will, would, shall, should, etc. Subject of the question tag is always a pronoun, never a noun. I, you, he, she, it, they, we, all these are pronouns. Pronouns are words used instead of nouns. Example: Sheila is cooking food, isn't she? Here, instead of Sheila, we used the pronoun she. The question tag is isn't she? Sheila is cooking food. Question tag is isn't she? When the statement is positive, the question tag is negative. Positive statement means Sheila is cooking food. Here, we have not added not. So this is a positive statement. Is becomes isn't. That is negative. Isn't is the short form of is not. So the question tag of the statement Sheila is cooking food is isn't she. Here the auxiliary is and the question tag is isn't she. Instead of Sheila, we used the pronoun she here. Can becomes can't. If the sentence is she can do it, the question tag will be can't. Are becomes aren't. They are playing. Question tag will be aren't they. And has becomes hasn't. Can't is the short form of cannot. Isn't is the short form of is not. Hasn't is the short form of has not. When the statement is negative, the question tag will be positive. Here are two negative sentences. It is not raining. They are not playing. Here, by adding not, we make negative sentences. Here, the question tags will be positive. Examples: it is not raining. The question tag will be is it? They are not playing. Question tag will be are they? He cannot swim. Question tag is can he? Note these peculiarities. I am late. Aren't I is the question tag here, not amn't I. Here, the auxiliary am is not repeated. Instead, aren't I is used. Let's go to the beach, shall we? Here, the statement is a suggestion. So, the question tag is shall we? Let me go. Will you? Here, the statement implies a request, so the helping verb will is used. Wait a minute. Can you or will you, won't you also can be used. Points to remember. The helping verbs are repeated in the question tags except for am. Subject of the question tag is always a pronoun. We know that question tags are formed with helping verbs from the sentence and the appropriate subject. In the sentence, he works hard. Doesn't he is the question tag. Here, the main verb works is in simple present tense. So, to form question tag, we can use the helping verbs do and does here, depending on the subject, whether it is singular or plural. When the verb is in singular form, we can use does, and when it is in plural form, we can use do. Examples, they work hard. Here, they is the plural subject and work is plural verb. So the question tag will be don't they. He worked hard. Question tag is didn't he. Here, the verb worked is in past tense, so the helping verb did is used. He works hard. Works, S is there. So you can use the auxiliary doesn't he. In the second sentence here, he worked hard. Here, ed, past tense of work is used. Worked. So you can use the question tag didn't he. So the question tags are formed with helping verbs from the sentence and the appropriate subject. When the statements contain a word with a negative meaning, the question tag will be positive. We have already learned that when the statement is positive, the question tag will be negative, and when the statement is negative, the question tag will be positive. But here in this sentence, he hardly speaks. The question tag is does he. The statement he hardly speaks has a negative meaning. Hardly, scarcely, rarely, seldom, never, little, etc. are words having negative meaning. So, when these words are used in statements, the question tags will be positive. Another example, they rarely go to the temple. Question tag is do they. And after the statement, we put a comma and then write the question tag. See the statement, he hardly speaks. Put a comma and then the question tag, does he. We repeat the helping verb and then the pronoun in the question tag. We repeat the helping verb and then the pronoun in the question tag. He hardly speaks. Does he. He is the pronoun